guys, Styx here with the Token Minorities, and I'm back after a mini hiatus with a new little mini series. As you can see, I'm on the Smogon forums on the page of Triforce 2 Round 1. It is a little mini Smogon tournament that my good buddy Joseph roped Jolt and I into. And it's basically you have a team of 3 people with one DPP player, one Black White 2 OU player, and one Oros OU player, and then you play against another team of 3, and it is a best of 3, really. And it actually ended up being a pretty good tournament with some really solid players like Finchinator, FLCL, yada yada yada. You can go back and look. I know Kevin Garrett and PDC were in there as well. But basically, we're going to be bringing you a series of our matches in this tournament, and if we scroll down, keep scrolling, you'll see that our team is actually no name 3. We did not submit a name, so that kind of happened. And yeah, I know my name's in bold, spoilers. I was the only one to actually do my battle this week, and fortunately, I mean, yeah, I won. But I mean, I wouldn't be bringing you a series if we didn't at least advance past the first round. But I am our Black White 2 OU player, despite playing all of 2 games in the entire Black White 2 metagame. Jolt is our DPP player, considering that's when he says he was at his best, and Joseph, unfortunately, is our Oros OU player. So, without further ado, we're just going to go ahead and get right into our first round battle. Now, like I said, I only played 2 Black White 2 OU games in the entire, I guess, I wouldn't say generation, but time that Black White 2 OU was a thing. So I just kind of went with the most stereotypical archetype of Black White 2 OU, which was Rain, as you can see with the little polytoad there. Although in the 2 games that I did play, I like to think that I had a little bit of ingenuity in the form of a Styx Tornadus who was actually UU at the time. So I mean, don't hate me too much for going too cookie cutter, because I mean, hey, I have a Tornadus. Just leave me alone, okay? But anyway, my team is basically defensive Polytoad. That's my sub-CM Keldeo check, which actually might be nice this game. A defensive Tentacle with Toxic Spikes, because, I mean, Toxic Spikes are kind of me. A defensive Ferrothorn, which, I mean, if you don't have, like, Ferrothorn or Skarmory, it's really not Black White 2 OU. Specs Torn, Scarf Thundy, who can spam really powerful Thunders, and then Banded Scizor, because, I mean, Scizor is just kind of Scizor and is always useful on any team, especially a Rain team. And looking at his team, I'm immediately noticing that, 1, he has a T-Tar, so it's going to be a Weather War, so that's going to suck, so I have to play my Polytoad carefully. He also has a no ground type, meaning that my Volt Switcher in Thundy can just spam Volt Switch freely, and my U-Turn, Volt Switch, U-Turn Core will be very nice. I mean, this team is very much me, as it has Toxic Spikes and then Volt Turn. But I am rambling at this point, and so let's just go ahead and jump right into the battle. He leads off with his Hydreigon, as I do lead off with my Thundurus. It's my safest lead, and considering he doesn't have a ground type, like I said, I can just Volt Switch freely. That does a decent chunk, not a lot, as I don't think he's going to go for the Fire Blast this early in the battle, so I'm just going to go into my Ferrothorn to take like the Draco Meteor or Dark Pulse or whatever he goes for, as he does just go for the Dark Pulse. And unfortunately, he has Life Orb, meaning that he will be able to switch up moves and most likely go for a Fire Blast. And because I'm predicting that Fire Blast, I'm going to go straight into my Polytoad, because Polytoad will be able to set up the rain and be able to take the Fire Blast, except that's not a Fire Blast, that is a Focus Blast, and Polytoad does not take that well, which really sucks for me because I want my Polytoad healthy, as this is a Weather War. He switches out into his Celebi, as I'm just going to go back into my Ferrothorn, predicting a Draco Meteor to try to finish my Polytoad off, and Ferrothorn can actually take a Fire Blast in the rain. As he Baton passes into his T-Tar, I'm just going to set up my rocks. He has no means of hazard removal, which means if I get mine up, they are here to stay. His T-Tar reveals to be his rocker. I'm just going to T-Wave that thing. I actually kind of predicted a switch, but I mean, it really doesn't matter. As he goes into his Celebi now, I'm just going to power up, try to get some damage off the T-Tar, because as soon as I kill that thing, then I can kind of sack my Polytoad. That actually does a good amount of damage to the Celebi, meaning that it is more offensive, so it's probably Nasty Pass, as he does reveal that right here. And I am just going to go for another T-Wave. I realize that Celebi has Natural Cure, but I just kind of want to slow that thing down for the time being, especially because this means he will not be able to pass his nasty plots if I go into my Scizor right here and go for a U-turn. So he will basically just have to have those nasty plots go to waste. As he gets paralyzed right here, kind of sucks, but I really don't think he would have done anything substantial with that turn. I mean, if he did go for the baton pass, I'm sorry. But now I'm able to just go for a free U-turn as he goes into his Skarmory right here. Its Sturdy is broken, even though was Sturdy a thing I think Sturdy might have been a thing in Gen 5, but he is revealed to be Rocky Helmet, which, while that looks like it sucks, it's actually amazing because I don't need Scizor at any particular amount of health. And if Skarmory doesn't have lefties, that means that any damage I get on it will be amazing, especially because I'm going to repeatedly go for U-turn. Then Volt Switch and Rocks will be able to wear it down to where eventually it will be in Hurricane range. Basically, I'm trying to wear down his entire team to Hurricane range for Tornadus. As I am going to go for U-turn right here, going to go right into my Thundurus, and unfortunately his Rocks are a little annoying and his Sand is too. But I will be able to go for a free Volt Switch right here, as Skarm will not stay in. He would not make that bad of a play. Goes into Celebi right here, as I will just essentially be able to rinse and repeat if I want to, as my Thundy will just go for a Volt Switch, and Celebi is getting low, which is amazing for me. So I am just going to go into my Tentacruel. I realize that his Rocks are too annoying to keep in the match, so I'm just going to decide to get rid of those and then also get Toxic Spikes up. Considering how much he is switching, I want to punish that a little more. Celebi is not a particular threat to my team, as my Tornadus will outspeed an Oko, and then I also have like Scizor. I mean, Celebi is not a threat. I just kind of want to use it to set up stuff for my team. As he goes from the Nasty Plot right here, I am just going to spin away the Rocks at this point. I want those things gone. Those are too much of a problem to my team. And also with Toxic Spikes up, I will be able to wear down his T-Tar even more. But unfortunately, this means he will get off a free pass into something, or he can choose to set up more if he chooses. I go into my Politoed right here. I decide to just go for the Parasong, but he actually reveals that he has Psychic, which actually really sucks because that hurts a lot, and he actually could have KO'd my Tentacruel, so I was inadvertently making a really good play right there. I go into my Scizor right here just because I don't want him to kill my Politoed, because I need that thing, and unfortunately he goes for the Nasty Plot again, meaning that he will get basically a free Baton Pass into something. Keldeo's pretty free, so is Heatran. If I wanted to, I could have gone for the Superpower, but I really wasn't real. I just went for the U-turn because I wanted to keep up momentum. And I'm just going to go straight into my Tornadus right here because I feel like it is, while it can be my win con, it is the most expendable member of my team. And also, I kind of am under the impression that I'm faster than Heatran, but I am not faster than Heatran, as this is a Scarftran and it just blows me back with an HP Ice. I didn't run a calc, but I think that Fire Blast might have been able to KO me at +4 in the rain, but luckily since he went for HP Ice, I can go into my Scizor, and okay, this play will look kind of dumb, but trust me, I actually was thinking this through. I went for Pursuit. I know that it wasn't very effective, but I was trying to put Heatran in Volt Switch range of my Thundurus, so I wouldn't have to lock myself into Thunder and I could keep up momentum, and that Pursuit actually did that, so that is fantastic. And he goes into his Skarmory right here. Unfortunately, he will be able to get a Roost off or Spikes or whatever he wants to do. He will most likely go for Roost, considering he needs it for my Scizor. But this is a free switch into my Thundy rather. They look the same to me. So I'm just going to go straight for another Volt Switch, as it will probably be able to KO the Skarmory, or bring it down to its Sturdy rather. And instead, he goes into Celebi, meaning that that thing will just be kind of U-turn fodder for me. And I know this is kind of a boring strategy, but it is my best strategy, as I can just keep up offensive momentum at this point, and I'm slowly wearing down his team to where I will eventually be able to win. Celebi just obviously goes for a Baton Pass, goes into Skarm again, and like I said, even though I'm taking Rocky Helmet damage, I don't need Scizor at any particular amount of health. I am okay with it getting worn down, and I can really just rinse and repeat this Volt Switch U-turn process, because he will die before I will. So he brings in his T-Tar, I go for the Volt Switch, and unfortunately T-Tar, because he's paralyzed, does not get poisoned. And I'm just going to go into Scizor again and U-turn again because, I mean, it is easily my best play. Skarmory, I think, will die before I do. I'm not sure on that. But, I mean, Volt Turn. This is how you play Volt Turn. Eventually, he just leaves his Skarm in, thinking that I might overpredict, but I won't. I have no reason to. I'm just going to go straight into my Politoed, which this was a stupid play because now he just has a free switch into T-Tar. I wasn't really thinking this through, but I mean, hey, this is my third Black-White 2 OU game, so just I mean, you can get mad at me, but it's okay because T-Tar kills me, and you know what? We're living because Scizor's coming in, killing T-Tar with the U-turn. And now, despite the fact that I lost my Rain and he won the Weather War, I'm actually not in a bad position because I don't have to rely on Thunder at all, as he's going to go into his Hydreigon right here. I'm just going to go for the HP Ice. I did a Calc, and it would kill, so I'm sitting really pretty right here because his Hydreigon is dead, and the combination of my pokes will be able to wall the rest of his team. He brings in his Heatran. I'm just going to go into my Tentacruel to take the Fire Blast. Really wouldn't have mattered if it hit because, I mean, Tentacruel is Tentacruel. But, I mean, still sucks. But it really doesn't matter at this point. I pretty much have the game on lock. I'm going to make a double into my Scizor right here, predicting the Celebi, because I can't just keep playing safe. I have to make a couple plays in order to ensure the game. And now that Scizor is in, I can just freely go for U-turn. But I decided I wanted to go for Bullet Punch on the Celebi to try to keep it from recovering. As Keldeo does come in, I get a good amount of damage off on that, and I do have a free switch in my Tentacruel, as that takes almost, I mean, nothing from that Secret Sword. And Keldeo will not be able to take out Tentacruel, and again, I'm going to double into my Ferrothorn, predicting, I'm not sure what I was predicting, but it turns out that Keldeo was actually HP Electric, so I mean, hey, we can call it a prediction if you want. But he goes for Hydro Pump. That's not going to do anything to my Ferrothorn. I'm just going to T-Wave. I actually was predicting the Heatran right there just in case he wanted to go into it, because Keldeo would die to Sand and Poison at the end of the turn, so it really didn't matter. He brings in his Celebi. Celebi's going to be able to get a free recover or whatever he wants as he goes for that. Right now, I bring in my Scizor again. I can just like Volt Turn until he loses, and he does forfeit right there, meaning I have won the battle. And yeah, so because I was the only one that did my battle at all, we move on. I'm not going to question it. I hope Jolt and OML, It's Too Easy, or Joseph get their crap together for the next couple rounds. But even though this was just me, we will be bringing you co-ops for the next couple rounds as we actually do end up playing with each other more. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And this is Styx signing out. Why not? See you guys.